Hey everybody, we live. Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not, and hit that notification bell. Y'all give me a second to get my folks on MX Network on, and we'll get this party started. We got a good topic tonight. Now, this topic is not something that everybody wants to sensationalize, right? Of course, y'all want to hear about what the people that got into the crash. Maybe we want to talk about Trump, how they paying bounty hunters $1,000 now for every immigrant they catch. So y'all might want to become bounty hunters. It's a lot going on, but this conversation is important, you guys. So share this video and subscribe, share with your mama and your grandma and somebody else. And I ain't gonna be cussing folks out tonight, because we're gonna go over the MX Network. So your kids can watch this too. We're gonna have somebody say Michi X-Files. But this is a good conversation. I promise you it is. This is a great conversation that needs to be had. We're not only going to talk about, because somebody be like, Michi, MK Ultra, that stuff old as hell. Well, not really, right? They may call it that. And shout out to everybody on MX Network. They may say MK Ultra, you guys, and they may tell you this started in the 1950s and it ended in the 70s. I will tell you, with everything else that we have experienced in this country, it has evolved to become something other than what it was. Okay. So it still exists today. And before they had specific participants that they would do stuff to, I want you to know today that you are an unwilling participant in mind control and everything else. If you are not a person that has ever studied and looked at a lot of the experiments that have been done to people in society by your government, which they later come to admit, then you want to watch this show tonight to educate yourself. Because if you ever want to ask yourself, well, why would my government do that? Or y'all just over exaggerating, or you're a conspiracy theorist. Like, I'm gonna pull out some receipts tonight. We're gonna watch some videos. We won't be doing that over here on YouTube, you guys. So to watch this full live, you are going to have to come over to MX Network for us to have this full conversation, because we are going to get into a lot of good stuff. Matter of fact, one of the videos I'm going to play that's on YouTube, there's like a warning on it before you actually play the video. Ain't nothing graphic. It's just talk about what they did. So that ought to give you a clue, right? So we're going to talk about that and much more. So just to give you guys a heads up, if you do not know that Quaker Oats did an experiment with children who were already disabled and poisoned them more. There has actually been an experiment in the 1950s where fog was sprayed on San Francisco through the Navy as a test to see how it would affect people. And it had chemicals and stuff in it. And it did cause like a sickness symptoms, like what we were just experiencing. So when people be like, this stuff can't happen, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to show you how the media tonight, how they condition you based off using the same exact script that they are given everywhere, wording they are told to use, how they are bought. We are going to also talk, we're not going to talk about like the Tuskegee experiment. Like y'all, there are some things I expect y'all to already know about. There's so much we won't get into it all. I am also going to turn around and connect for you how MLK has anything to do with MK Ultra. When I say MLK, I'm meaning Martin Luther King. So I'm not confused in my initials, right? I'm gonna show you how Martin Luther King and what Martin Luther King and MK Ultra have to do with each other. Okay, I'm going to show you that in the CIA tonight. We are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about bath salts and those experiments. We're going to talk about several things that you have seen, maybe things you have not seen. We're going to talk about foster children and how this country back in 1950 experimented with medication to see the side effects from them on foster children without the children knowing or anybody else even caring. I'm going to show you how just 13 years ago, there was reports about them still doing the same thing. And then I'm going to show you how they do the same thing to your children right now at your doctor's office, in the public schools, but they do it in your face so they can say, oh, it's not experimenting, but they built up to this. I'm going to show you how the man in New Orleans who did what he did and then blew up the Cybertruck, how that is probably more connected to what used to be called MK Ultra that I'm sure is called something else today, right? I'm going to show you how those things are all connected when you might not think that they are, okay? That they came from these military bases, the guy who blew up his car and everything. You wonder why would a person do some stuff like this? Maybe even the Unabomber, right? We wonder why these things happen and you think that they're not possible, but they are. If you do not know, and I'll throw this out here, and then we're going to talk about a couple more other things before we actually get into the topic and go over to MX Network. We're going to give people a moment to get in here, and then we will have this conversation. Somebody said sound is just fine. Somebody can't hear me? Will said the sound is fine. Y'all can hear me, right? Okay, all right. But I don't know how many of you guys know all of these things, but I just want you to know that every day that you are living, there is proof that the government has done many things to its citizens, right? How many of you remember the Tate murders? Yeah, I remember that with Charles Manson. How many of you would have ever figured that that was connected to the MK Ultra program? That was actually an experiment, that they wanted that to happen to that lady. And what happened to that lady when they went about doing what they did that night, at the end of the day, for the people doing the study, they probably found that a success because the participants that might have been unwilling didn't even know that they were a part of this experiment. They did exactly what they wanted them to do. Okay, so we're gonna get into all of that stuff in detail. We got some good stuff to watch tonight. We got some clips because I can tell you all day, but sometimes I think seeing is believing. So I'm gonna let other people kind of explain some things, break it down to you, show you some receipts and some stuff, and then we're gonna definitely just have conversations about it as well. So this show tonight is very important. A lot of you guys are looking at what's going on. Y'all wonder if all of this stuff is something from the government with the planes crashing and everything else. I want to teach you all tonight to understand when I tell y'all, whenever something happens and the government is involved, you should always ask yourself, what is this and why are they doing it? What's the purpose, right? I am not a conspiracy theorist in the sense that I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. Everything that I'm talking about, the reason why it's very easy for me to believe, and it should be easy for you to believe, especially if you don't know after tonight's conversation, because I'm going to show you where these things have already been done, okay? So like if you're in a relationship with a man and he always cheating on you, I don't think it's hard for you to believe if somebody come up to you and be like, girl, that nigga cheating on you. I saw him out at the bar. He was hanging out with 2 chicks. They was all on him. They got in the car and they all left together. Like if this is like his 6th time cheating on you, I'm gonna need you, sis, to not be like, no, not my man. What are you talking about? Like that's the same thing with the government. Y'all don't get to be like, no, you just tripping. You a conspiracy theorist. Like, I don't think a lot of people know the stuff we're going to talk about tonight. And the crazy part is it's in your face. You could go look it up. And I want to say this too. What we're going to talk about tonight, you guys, is just the icing on the cake. Like there's so much more we can get into. We can probably do a series of this, but we're just going to talk about like 4 or 5 tonight that most people may not know about. And I want to associate it to today, right? So I don't think that when we went through the pandemic, it was so far-fetched. It really was astonishing to me. And it was disheartening at the same time to watch so many people, especially Black people, go off in the comment section on me on social media and other folks talking about, you sound stupid. You telling people don't do the vax and all of this different stuff. People out here dying and you telling them stuff. You conspiracy theorists are ignorant and you a detriment to people's lives. I know all the people that said that stuff to me and everybody else who was saying the same thing, they do not know the stuff that we're getting ready to talk about tonight. Because if you knew this, it would be a no-brainer for you to assume that the way they push that vax and not giving time to really build it, knowing that, okay, how about this? The vaccinations that take, 15 to 20 years to really get them right, those are wrong on purpose. Do you hear what I'm saying? They wrong. Even though they tell you they took all this time to get it right. Now, it's right. It's exactly what they want it to be, but those are wrong for you too. See, it was a vaccination that had been created for many, many years, had been given to children and people all the time when they gave it to my son, and it caused them autism. So even those vaccines that take 20 years for them to so-called make sure they're right, those are wrong too. So I'll stay away from them. I'm really not messing with no shit that you made in 10 minutes. And then they use parts of MK Ultra mind control to get you to take it. So all that stuff still exists today. So if you want to know how you are affected, because you might be like, well, I wasn't in them experiments. That must have been crazy. Yes, you is. You in the experiment right the hell now. Right now. So I just wish more people would get this understanding and get this education. So I know there's a lot going on. Tiffany Henyard, y'all think that y'all, it was a big ass fight at they meeting. How many of y'all think that shit? I put the video on my page. I thought I did a good job of like giving y'all a timeline. She done went through a lot. It was too much to put in there, but you know, we showed some of her. I showed kind of the process. She being investigated all the way up to the fight. Now, let me say this about people online too, and just giving everybody a little moment to get in here. They send out the notifications late because they're gonna get here. We're gonna be gone on MX Network. So just for the people coming in, just so you know, we will be having this show on MX Network tonight. So I'm here to say, hey, everybody, and give y'all a chance to come over to MX Network so that the live is not interrupted for you. So y'all, please don't wait until the last minute when I say I'm about to leave to then come over. Just come over to MX Network right now. This is why I'm giving y'all some time to get over there. If you do not have your subscription yet, you can go to the description in this video. If you're over on YouTube, no, actually the link is not at the top. It's just a message. So anyway, shout out to Will. Will is putting it in there. But Will, that's the one to the live program. Give them the one for the free subscription, or you can get the paid. But both of those are in the description of the YouTube video. I hope that you don't have a hard time finding the description of the video. You better know how to find a description of the video. Okay, I shouldn't have to walk you through that. It's at the bottom of the video. At the bottom, click more. It's gonna open up a whole lot. And there's some links in there, y'all, okay? You can get your free subscription and watch this live. This live will be free for you with your free subscription while we're having it. Right now, you can watch it. And if you come back later and want to watch it, you don't get to finish it all. You can finish it off tomorrow for 24 hours. Then it won't be available to you unless you are a paid subscriber. But you could definitely come over there and do it. Also, for those of y'all that don't like watching all of the commercials, when you're over here on YouTube, there's no commercials over on MX Network. And we have a chat as well over there. Super chats. We got all the same stuff, okay? So you can come over there and do the same thing and watch these lives. So we are going to cut this off before we get too deep into this conversation. Like I said, I'm just here giving everybody a chance to come over there. But anyway, guys, with Tiffany Henyard, I just want to go to social media today. Social media has been stupid. I don't know about y'all, but I haven't been on Instagram in a very long time. So if you follow me on Instagram and you message me on Instagram, don't message me on Instagram because I probably am not going to see it for forever. I literally have not looked at my Instagram, even opened up the page for probably a month straight. I have subscribers over there. I still got people liking videos, following my page. I don't know what follow. I don't even be saying nothing on Instagram. I probably need to, but I don't. And today when I was over there, I remembered why I don't be on Instagram. Okay. So when we talk about the Tiffany Henyard thing, first of all, the Breakfast Club this morning, somebody need to slap Charlamagne and Jess and all of the rest of them over there, because I'm offended that you call yourself like a radio show that's reporters and you don't even research what you're reporting. There were so many people in the comment section all over like World Star Hip Hop and whatever, its own site, all of them blog pages on Instagram, and everybody's saying the same thing. That man got exactly what he deserved. So if you know what I'm talking about, dude at the podium called her out her name. He called her a bitch. And then her boyfriend decided to start fighting him. And then Tiffany Henyard get her ghetto ass up, hop over the table and go jump in the fight with the men. And she busts her head on the table, I guess, and the ambulance took her away. But apparently she all right because they ain't reported the bitch dead or in a coma or nothing. They ain't reported she in jail yet either. And I don't know why not, okay? Because Lori Lightfoot's investigation is done. But this is what I mean by ignorance. And Will said that shit was funny. But how do you report and people say he got what he deserved? We may not agree with all of our politicians, but she didn't deserve to be called out her name like that and blah, 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 blah. It was pissing me off. Like, this is what they were saying on the Breakfast Club too. How do you call yourself reporters of news and you don't research shit? So he can't call Tiffany Henyard a bitch, But Tiffany Henyard came into a community meeting as their mayor dressed like Nino Brown. And then she took her seat and she had her DJ that she paid for with taxpayer money, just like she took their money to take trips, buy wigs, buy Amazon, and do all of this other stuff and put her face all over billboards and buses and every goddamn thing else. She comes in with her DJ she paid for with the people money and she makes them play Rihanna. Bitch better have my money. And she says to the people of Dalton, y'all better have my taxes and pay my money. So she could talk to the people of Dalton like that, but he can't call her a bitch. If y'all people don't shut the fuck up and do y'all damn research, you know, the Breakfast Club pissed me off this morning. They just be up there giving their opinion. The least you niggas could do is research what you be talking about since you want to be like journalists. Real journalists research what they talking about. All of the people online talking about that wasn't necessary for him to do that. What? There is a Black woman that was working for Tiffany Henyard, just in case anybody does not know, right? And she went on a trip with her that wasn't supposed to be paid for. They was out eating lobster and everything. And one of her members of her security, one of the trustees, they sexually assaulted this woman. Tiffany Henyard got told about what happened from the lady. The lady told her to be quiet and keep it quiet so that it would not mess up her campaign and she would handle it behind the scenes. Then this lady come out a few days later. You know what Tiffany did? She fired her. But him calling her a bitch the other night was the problem. And you got all kind of Black people online talking about, oh, I thought Black men supposed to protect Black women. Oh, why would he say that to her? Her boyfriend stood his ground. That's what he was supposed to do. Just ignorant, just running y'all mouths and don't even know what's going on. It's in your face. Tiffany Henyard has been a ridiculous, crazy mayor bullying people. This heifer bought a whole skating ring with the people's money. And then refused to let anybody in the city use it. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know the skating ring she had built with the taxpayers' money? That she didn't ask none of the trustees. She didn't get no approval to do it. Do you know that she uses that skating ring for her family's birthday parties and everything else? And she will not open the doors and let the citizens come in and use the skating ring. She uses it for her own personal work. She sends her police officers to bully people and harass them and pull them over and give them tickets for nothing. There are businesses that are waiting on paperwork for their business to go through, and she will automatically not give them the paperwork. She will give them all kinds of citations. She will do things on purpose to shut Black people's businesses down just because they don't like her. And motherfuckers on the Breakfast Club, even Willy D, I started to make a video and tell Willy D slow ass to just shut the fuck up. I want to know if Willy D is a crack baby. Do any of y'all know? I can't stand Willy D. I can't. He talked too fucking slow for me. I know I talk fast, but he couldn't be my friend because we would not be friends long because he'd be trying to talk and I'd be like, nigga, if you don't hurry up and fucking say what you got to say, you would take it way too long to talk and you're pissing me off. He would piss me off. But he's trying to jump and be first on the topic so he can get the views. And he's on here talking about how Black people be acting, don't know how to do nothing right. Why you in there fighting? He shouldn't be able to cuss at her across the podium. If you got problems with politicians, this right way is to deal with it. He over there trying to crucify the brother that went off on her. Willy D, shut the fuck up. You clap slow, nigga. You talk slow. Like me and Willy D done had a couple run-ins. I thought I was going to have to make another video, but I got tired today. So I didn't want to make no video and cuss that nigga out. But Willy D, I started to put your name in the title and tell you you're a stupid motherfucker. Me and Willy D had to have it out. And me and Willy D had an argument once before. Willy D tried to call Tamir Rice's mother a op. Because when Black Lives Matter, she checked them for getting money in her son's name and not giving her none of the money, and she telling the truth. If you've been around me a while, you know we had a lot of stories on Black Lives Matter. From a personal perspective, I know some of these niggas, and they do take your money in your child's name and don't give you nothing. I got 17 people that'll tell you the same thing. And so, because Black Lives Matter called her out, this nigga Willy D online calling her out. I made a video custom smooth out for his dumb ass not knowing what's going on. He took the video down the next day. I started to do the same thing today because he was on there saying some dumb stuff. I hate people with big names, big faces, and big mouths. And if you're going to have a big face, I got a big face. You know what I'm saying? And big and round in the motherfucker. And I got a big ass mouth. But I know what I be talking about. I just wish people would do their research. I can't believe they crucifying that brother the way that lady done tore down Dalton City, wasted all of their money. That lady is fucking criminal. She needs to be in prison. And I'm surprised she's not in there yet, but she's going. In every meeting, she's disrespectful as hell to all of the people in that city. The mayors and the politicians work for the people. And she talked to them like they not shit. I'm surprised ain't nobody slapped the shit out of her yet, because that's what she deserves. And here's all these ignorant ass black people online. People with big ass platforms, a breakfast club, siding with her. Because you ain't done your damn research. Some of y'all need to shut the fuck up. Y'all need YouTube pages. Y'all just be talking to get views. This is why I have not made a video yet, you guys, about the crash. Everybody is talking about yeah, I know somebody on MX Network came and said Willy D want the attention. Willy D is a washed up rapper. Okay? He can't make no money, so he pay his bills with YouTube. I'm on YouTube, okay? And I can tell you with the monetization that you get and all the videos he do and the numbers he pull, that nigga make about $30,000 a month probably off of YouTube. That's what pay his bills. If Willy D YouTube channel go down, Willy D gonna be in the broke house because he don't got shit going on. You ain't getting that many royalties from them whack ass songs you made back in the day, nigga. You a washed up rapper who depends on content creation to live your life. You should step up. You should tread a little bit more lightly, nigga. I can't stand Willy D. I don't like him. And it's probably because he talked real slow. I mean, that's probably the biggest reason. That might be petty. I hate slow talking ass people. Like, spit that shit out. He talked too slow for me. This is why I can never watch his videos. He just talked too fucking slow. Somebody thinks he's mind playing tricks on him. I bet y'all can't name no more songs from that nigga. Yeah, he a one-hit wonder. Name another song with Willy D in it. Fuck you, Willy D. Somebody gonna tell him I said it. So anyway, y'all, I'm probably going to speak or make a video eventually. We'll probably get into that on Friday. We have our call-in show. We can talk about all of this, but I really haven't stopped to get all the information. And the truth is, everybody wants to be first to a story. I don't necessarily want to be first to a story. I just want to be able to tell the information right? So, you know, I'm watching what's going on. It just happened. Let's let some of the dust clear. Let's see what go down and let's hear what people got to say. It's a lot that's, you know, coming out. You know, people are saying that why did the plane crash? Why did the helicopter crash into the plane? Did it not know that it was there? Now they're saying, though, that it was only one person manning the tower, you know, giving communication to both. And it was supposed to be another person there. They're saying because of Trump's cuts, that's why they were short staffed. I don't know. And Trump is like, it's DEI. You got incompetent niggas who just got hired because they DEI and they don't know what they doing. Trump out here being Trump right now, y'all. I think the funniest thing I saw was, and I think it's funny. I don't know. Y'all tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. I have dark humor. So sometimes I laugh at shit that y'all think is like, that's insensitive, but I'm not really being insensitive. I just find the humor in, maybe I've had a really hard life. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when you're going through shit, the best way to keep from crying or losing your mind is, you know, just to find some humor and something and laugh about some shit. You know, they say when you laugh, like it releases the toxin in your body that makes you happy and makes you live longer. So like for me, even in dark times, you will always catch me laughing about some shit. I'm always find something to laugh about. So I have a bit of dark humor. You guys might not think it's funny, but I thought it was funny. Okay, so Trump was being briefed. And a reporter said to him, they mad at me online. They try to cuss me out and shit in one of them comment sections because of what I said. But Trump is being interviewed. The lady says, well, are you going to visit the site? Are you going to go there and have a press conference? He said, no, for what? The site is in the water. You want me to go swimming? And so the bitch got mad at him. And the people in the comment section got mad saying he was insensitive. But right after that, you know, he gave her that little, you know how he say something, he opened his mouth for a minute like, so he did that little dumb shit that he be doing. But he was like, for what? The site's in the water. You want me to go swimming? So he said, I'm going to go and I'm going to visit the families and talk to them. But why the fuck am I going to the water? And everybody thought that that was rude of him. But I feel like you asked a stupid question, bitch. So you got a stupid answer. What good? Now y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I thought it was funny because I thought he was right. He said, "What you want me to do? Go swimming?" I agree with him because he's talking to you right now behind the desk about it. What good would it do for him to go to the site? Now, you do know, shout out to Walter. Thank you for that donation over on MX Network. I appreciate you, Walter. You always showing love. But y'all tell me, he's the president. Do you know what it takes for him to come to a scene? They're going to have to bring all kind of security there. They're going to have to stop up traffic. They're going to have to do all kind of shit. They're going to have to set up a podium for him to what? Just give a speech about the water? They're trying to rescue bodies. They're trying to recover people. Well, probably no rescue, but they're trying to recover people. They have not recovered everybody. I think him going there would be insensitive because it would interfere with what the fuck they're trying to do. Now, y'all tell me if you think I'm wrong or not. Don't you think that he can say whatever he need to say from where he at in the Oval Office? I think that his time would be better spent just going directly and seeing the family. Maybe you go gather with the family. Maybe you have some press come there so that they can speak what they want to say about their loved ones. You give them the option to be seen, speak their mind to the press if they want to do that, honor their loved ones, go and sit with them, go and say hey to them. Why do you need to go to the scene of what happened? And on top of that, it's in the water. Like, I think the bitch asked a dumb question. And I think that's why Trump gave her a stupid ass answer. Everybody over, he's so insensitive to who? What he said wasn't insensitive to the family. He would be insensitive if he showed up at the water. That would be insensitive because he's going to hold up their efforts to recover those people's loved ones out the water. He needs to stay out the way. People obviously don't understand what it takes for a president to come through a city. They cut down traffic. He needs security detail. Half the people that's going to be trying to be in there and do their job, they're going to be stopping them from doing their job just so the president ain't at risk. He needs to keep he's rather brown these days. I know I keep saying that, but y'all can't call him the orange man no more. He is the soul man off that movie, The White Man That Turned Black. Trump is rather brown these days. He's very brown. I think he wants to be a people of color. But he needs to keep his brown ass away from as far as he can from that site. Okay. So I agree with him. But they was mad at me for that too. They just want to find a reason to be mad. They be too mad on Instagram for me. I think that's why I don't go over there. Niggas is always mad for the wrong shit. Somebody said he burnt orange. I don't know. He might be burnt orange, but I know that brother brown. He brown. He a brother now. Okay. Trump is officially a black man. I told y'all, if Kamala could be black, he said he could fucking be black too. He wrote an executive order about it. And now the nigga is officially black. Yeah, y'all do me a favor. For everybody that's in here, y'all, we're actually going to take this video on this topic. If anybody's like, Michi, get to the topic. YouTube gets none of this topic tonight. We kind of talked about what we're going to go over the MX Network. This topic is too touchy for YouTube. Okay, so we cannot have this conversation over here. These are the things that, they don't like. You can degrade each other. I played that video of that fight of Tiffany Henyard. They didn't care about that all day long. I could say cuss words. I could say derogatory stuff. They don't really care about that as much as y'all think that they do. But when you get to start talking about things that, the government doesn't want you to talk about, that we consider freedom of speech, when we did the pandemic talks at that time, they would take your stuff down right away. When you start getting into the depths of some true stuff, that's when you get in trouble. So we have this conversation over here. I've been on YouTube long enough to know they just finna turn around and take the video down. They might cut me off in the middle of it, and then I'm not going to be able to go live for a whole week, and the video going to be gone and nobody going to be able to see it. So this is why I built MX Network. So for anybody who wants to have this conversation and hear the rest of this video about all of these mind control tactics and all the things not only has the government done, but they continue to do to you today. I don't care what they call the programs, they still exist today. And you are unwilling participants of them. And I'm going to show you the receipts of that when we have this video. So y'all need to go over to MX Network, and I'm just giving some folks time to get in here. They always send out my notifications late. So I'm just giving people time to do that. If you don't have your subscription already to MX Network, you guys, you can go to the description of your YouTube video, and at the bottom of it, this one that we're on is a link for a free subscription and a paid one. If you love your girl, you can get a paid one, but you can watch all my lives when they're live and for 24 hours with the free one. Okay. So that's all you need. And we got some trolls over here. That's probably Lioness. We got somebody over here. Their name is HHJK. All right. You just type that in there real quick. I forgot to tell you guys too, you know, like we also got some blocking efforts over here is what they said. Oompa Loompa. That's me. I'm an Oompa Loompa. I lost 30 pounds. Your mama, bitch. Shout out to you, Minnesota County Unsolved Crime. Thank you for the compliment. I guess that's the compliment. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. We got a troll over here. You know, I feel like I made it when you troll me on my own network. I might be a Oompa Loompa bitch, but you know what else I am? I'm a motherfucker that got their own network, and you had to subscribe to my shit. You went over there and put your email address in. You had to come up with a password. And now I could go in the back of my account and I could see all of your ISP, all of your information of where your computer is located, where you registered to email address. I got all your information now. You know, look, it's all right. If you want to troll me, but look at where you trolling me on my shit, baby. That's you on MX Network trolling me. All right, do the damn thing. See, let me show you something else we got over here though. Watch this. Boom, baby. It's called block that ass. See, I told you we have the same mechanisms on MX Network that we have on other networks, okay? That we have over here too. So we can get rid of you. We can get rid of you too. I told you we got a chat. We got a super chat. And we got to block that ass. We got all of that on MX Network too. Now, if you really a troll, if you like a troll for real, you'll go make another account and come back, bitch. Somebody said they not you, they said Trump. I don't give a damn. Don't come over to my stuff with no HHJ, HHHKKK. No, put your real name in there. I'm looking at the chat. I see Tracy. I see Will. I see people with names. We're not playing that game. You just put in 5 letters to bring your ass over here and talk some shit. Nope, bye. Just like you could come over and be talking the wrong shit on YouTube and actually get your ass blocked. The same thing happened on MX Network. If you go get a subscription, put your real name in. You don't get to hit it and quit it real fast. Like you ain't just meet me and they ain't take me out to eat, get no time to know me. You think I'm gonna drop these draws. So you don't get to come over to MX Network and just put in HKTPT and just push a bunch of buttons and think that's gonna be your account. No, I need a name so I can shout you out in the chat. You have a name, nigga. Come back with a name. HHKP is not a name. Okay, y'all. So for everybody over here, some folks coming over here, we are going to go over to MX Network. You guys are getting ready to get into this conversation. If anybody's like, what conversation are we having on MX Network? We are getting ready to talk about, and you said the person that was in there, they still in the chat. They just can't say nothing. They be all right. If they want to talk about me, I'll go back and look. I'll unblock your ass later. But anyway, you guys, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna go talk about MK Ultra. We're gonna talk about some good stuff, y'all. We can talk about fog because they definitely fogged our asses before in San Francisco. I had one of y'all that's my followers, Eric. He swear he liked me. He always give me backhanded compliments. He said he loved me, but then he talked crazy about me. Everything I say, something I don't agree. He told me I was a straight lie, that they have never sprayed fog and chemicals in San Francisco. You want to bet your pension on that, you old ass nigga? Because I seen your picture. With them backhanded ass compliments. I hate a backhanded compliment. I love you, bitch, but you don't know what you be talking about. But keep that shit, nigga. Keep that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get into that. How they be poisoning your kids and all of that good stuff. All right. Because I think these are things you need to know. When I talk about for you to be prepared and people will be like, for what? And after I say this, we're going over to MX Network, y'all. So y'all got about 5 more minutes. But when I tell y'all that y'all should be ready and I tell y'all to be ready for survival, I know a lot of y'all be like, Michi, you know, you act like the world gonna come to an end. So I try and bring it down a little bit for y'all. And I talk about things like the natural disasters or the planned natural disasters, but like what happened in California or different things like that, so that it'll resonate with your mind. Some of the other stuff I say might seem too conspiracy theorists to a lot of people, so y'all don't receive what I'm saying. So I need you to create bug out bags, right? And bug in bags. And I need you to create stuff to be able to survive and to sustain yourself. And so I'm going to give it to you in the most simplest way. But when I talk about survival on a bigger level, the stuff we're going to talk about tonight, that's why this is important. If you understand these things, you never know what this government is going to do to you. You never know. So when y'all say things like, oh, you think it's going to be a zombie apocalypse? That's crazy. I'm going to give y'all this tad bit of information here, and the rest going to be over there. But do y'all remember in Florida when that man was on drugs and he bit the homeless man face off? Do y'all remember that? How many of y'all remember that? Do y'all know that even though they showed that on the news, like all at the same time, and like maybe, I don't know, like maybe 6 months of that time frame, there was a lot more incidents like that? Did y'all know that there was a bunch of other people that were had superhuman strength? Because you know the police had to do a lot to make that nigga lay down. Like none of the stuff they was doing was working. But there was other people after that in the same area in Florida, and they were naked. They were aggressive. They were trying to hurt people, bite people. None of them had their clothes on. These are things they had in common. One man jumped into a lady's sunroof. She was just driving down the street, had her sunroof open. He jumped in, started attacking her. She had to get out the car in the middle of the street screaming because she was getting beat up. There was a lot of these incidents that were going on at that time. Okay. Then all of a sudden they went away. They just went away. They was happening, then they wasn't happening. Now, some people will say, well, bath salt is still around. Okay. Well, whatever they told you it was, I'm not even finna debate that. They always have to have an excuse for what it is. But what I know is that if people are still doing bath salt, tell me when is the last time that you've seen any news stories of people on these drugs being aggressively overstrong with superhuman strength and biting people's faces off or trying to bite people? When have you seen that happen ever since then? Have you seen any news reporting to you that somebody is trying to eat somebody's face off? Now you get people who are strung out and drugged out, and and they might, be on something that they trying to snatch somebody's purse. But when do you see on a regular basis, all for a couple of 3-4 days, 3-4 months, it was naked people left and right? And this was the thing, they all had this superhuman strength. The police had to do so much to get their asses to lay down and stay down or kill their ass. And they was trying to literally bite people. Do you see that? Do you see too much of that today? No, you don't. You don't. Another thing you don't see any more of. Now, you might have to be older for this, or you had to have watched the History Channel or American Justice a lot. How many of you remember spontaneous combustion? Does anybody know what that is? So there was a certain period in the United States where there was people who was dying from what's called spontaneous combustion. They were burning from the inside out. So they would go to somebody's house, they would be dead, and that person would have been set on fire, but the chair around them is not on, it didn't burn. The house around them didn't burn. Nothing burned. They burned from the inside out, and it's called spontaneous combustion. You don't hear that happening now. There was a time where that was happening quite often to people. Those are experiments. So I know where I'm going in this rabbit hole. Y'all follow me. Remember I said about the survival? So whatever it was that was making those people bite people's faces off naked and have this superhuman strength and be out of their mind, whatever it was a chemical. So when you say, ain't no zombie apocalypse, girl, you be bugging. Okay. So if your government decides to sprinkle that chemical all over a whole city, what happens to the people in that city? Why would the CDC put up The Walking Dead on its website and tell you during COVID that you should watch that to prepare. The CDC told you this. Why does your government, when it comes to their military, do you know that their military has training, and they have a training that they go through that's called zombie apocalypse? Do you know that the military trains for zombie altercations? They train for it. Why is your military training for it? Do y'all not know that? That the military trains for zombie apocalypses. Why is your military training on how to handle it if it's not something that could ever happen? See, y'all keep thinking it's going to happen like on the show, where people body parts going to be falling out and they're going to be walking around real slow and try and bite your head. The bottom line is there could be, this is the fact. There's a chemical that exists, a drug that exists that makes people have superhuman strength and makes them be out of their mind, and it makes them want to be aggressive and attack people when they see them. That's the fact. We can all agree to that, right? Whatever it is, whatever the drug is, whatever it's called. So if you understand chemical warfare, all it takes is for that to be dropped on some cities or all over a place or put into the water supply or something like that. And the next step to that is that a lot of motherfuckers is going to be like, your government would never do that to you. Well, after this conversation tonight, I'm going to show you not only would your government do shit to you, they've been doing shit to you for forever. They've been doing it. And after they do it, they admit it. But they wait until 20 years later to admit it, but they admit it. They've been doing shit to you. You see all these fires? You wonder why you see the fires in Hawaii, you see the fires in California, and you wonder why is it that everything be burnt down, but the last time we had a big fire in California, everything is burnt down. The car metal is literally melting on the ground like RoboCop, yes? But the tree next to it ain't burnt at all. It's a tree. It's made of wood. How is the car melting, but the tree is still standing? Y'all didn't notice that in some of these fires? That all the structures are burnt down to the ground, even the cars incinerated to nothing, meaning that fire was hot as hell. You know what fire get that hot? Because normal fire don't melt cars. Regular just gasoline, douse it. That's the nigga who trying to hide some evidence and they set a car on fire. You can't burn a body that goddamn easy. It takes time to break up them bones and get rid of it, okay? A regular fire doesn't burn a car like that. You know what does burn cars like that? And what doesn't touch other things around it? Laser weapons that they have, that the government admits to having on DARPA. When they set something on fire, this is why I went back to spontaneous combustion. They used it first in people before structures. They burned stuff from the inside out. And everything around that thing, that body, that person was not touched. But that thing that burned from inside out was burnt to a crisp. There's nothing scientifically in your body that would ever make you set on fire from the inside out and burn yourself down to nothing. Better than a serial killer could ever burn you to get rid of your body. That shit does not happen. That is not possible. Y'all go back and look at some of these fires, even some of the fires in California. Yeah, everything is burnt down, but you're going to find some places where shit burned down to the ground and the trees are just, ain't a leaf touched. So stop being so trusting of your government. You keep thinking they play with weather and they do these different things, but you don't think the big boom is coming. You don't think the big depopulation is coming. You don't think that some crazy shit gonna happen. You don't think they'll drop some chemicals on you and folks will start acting crazy, or you'll be at a point where you can't drink the water. And if you're lucky enough, because the water is poisoning everybody, you find out before it gets to you and your family, so you know you can't drink the water and the poison in it, you can't boil it out. So all that boil your shit on the stove ain't gonna matter. What you gonna do then? But keep on thinking that would never happen here. I know, because America wouldn't do that to its citizens. So when I tell y'all to survive, I am telling you to prepare for survival because of natural disasters, or not so natural disasters, but that's what they call them, and everything else in between. And I am talking about that stuff where you never know what your government's going to do. TV is a primer. We're going to talk about TV being part of the MK Ultra as well, the new version of it, okay? And so TV is a primer. You watched all these robot movies because AI is now finna be everything you've seen in those movies. Robots walking around, people gonna have companions. Niggas gonna be on, for Valentine's Day, they gonna be at dinner at restaurants with their robot ass girlfriends and boyfriends. Let's not leave the girls out. You're gonna have flying cars. You're gonna have all of those things. And robots don't have feelings. So they might just decide to destroy everything because they're not going to cry for you or your kids. They have no sympathy or no empathy. They're not humans. You'd be better off with racist ass cops than a robot that's been designed to kill your ass because they don't care nothing about how you feel. They're just going to do what they've been programmed to do. So all of those end of the world movies, The Walking Dead, Leave the World Behind, all of these movies that show you things being destroyed, when do you think that those are going to come true? Because all the rest of it has. And with that said, we're going to go over to MX Network, you guys. So again, for everybody watching on YouTube, if you want to have this conversation and watch this video about all of the experiments that they have already done on us, we're going to do that MX Network. So y'all come on over there. Or if this is where we get off, I will see you guys tomorrow. Everybody on YouTube, do me a favor, like this video, share this video before you go. And I will see you guys tomorrow with my guest that I have. We'll be talking about sovereignty and a brother who has built his own tribe and his own everything from passports to driver's license and all of that. And they work. They work. The police take them and run them and let your ass go. They all work. He's created way more than what I just said, but we're going to let him come on here tomorrow and tell us all about it. So any questions y'all have about sovereignty and anything you want to know about that, bring your questions. He will definitely answer them all. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. And I'll see you guys Saturday for the call-in show. So with that said, y'all, I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube and we're going to go over to MX Network. So again, for anybody here new, if you don't know where to find it, if you want to come over to MX Network, the link to MX Network is in the description of your YouTube video. You can get your free or paid subscription. With the free one, you can watch this live while it's live and for 24 hours. After that, you have to have a paid subscription. But there's also a lot more that you can watch over there for free. There's something free in every section that we have, and we have plenty of sections. MX Network is not just Michi. It's a lot more stuff over there. All right, y'all. So got to go. Bye, YouTube. We'll see y'all tomorrow.